And next up from the conversion, we have old Count Dooku here. I don't know what it is about the miniature here from Epic Duels, but I feel like you make him look like a scrawny little old man. I feel like he needs his cape to really show his little dainty hand there. Anyways, I can stop bullying Count Dooku here. We can get right into it. Just like all of the other videos from the Koi Epic Duels conversion set, we can replace all of our components here from Epic Duels, including the deck here, with one that fits more in line with actual Unmatched. We can also add ourselves a hero card here for Count Dooku. And then we will have to take our little rubbery miniature here from Epic Duels and replace it with something that is more in line with actual Unmatched here. And it looks like his lightsaber is drooping on me. So I'll have to heat that up and kind of position it more correctly. But I love how this one turned out. Guys, look at Count Dooku here. This pose is definitely way more menacing than this one here. He is fencing in this one, but he looks like he's ready to strike, ready to counter whatever lightsaber attack you have coming. And then we can take both of our battle droids here, and unfortunately we do have to get rid of these cool looking miniatures here and replace them with these standard Unmatched little tokens here for the sidekicks. And then the last but certainly not least is we're going to replace our health tracker here with some health dials to match Unmatched. And of course, just like all the other ones, we have 1 and 2 marked here on the health dials, so you know with the 1 and 2 of these sidekicks which one is taking damage and how much health each one has left. So yeah, let's get right into it here. This one I'm very excited for. Unfortunately, this is one of the only decks from the Epic Duels conversion set that I have not actually been able to play. I've skimmed it once or twice, but we're going to kind of go into it blind together, so I'm very excited here. Starting off here with Count Dooku's hero card. He is a melee fighter with 18 health, and then he has 2 of the B2 battle droids, both ranged, both with 5 health, and then they all have a move of 2. And our hero ability here says, resolve the after combat effects on the cards Count Dooku uses to boost his card in combat. So very, very cool. So potentially, from what I saw looking through it earlier, Count Dooku here might be kind of burning through his deck very fast, but kind of supercharging all of his attacks there, because with Houdini, he has a similar thing where he's boosting and getting effects, but this is every single combat that you are boosting in, you are gaining that after combat effect, or you can just play the card and get that after combat effect as well. So definitely very versatile, and looks like we're going to be stacking abilities upon abilities. And I believe I don't know for sure, but I guess if I was going to be playing myself with this deck here, I'm guessing that you can choose which after combat effect to resolve first, either the one on the card you played or the one that you boosted with. But yeah, let's get right into the deck here, starting with our attack cards here for Count Dooku. And this is a 3 attack for Count Dooku with 3 boost and 4 copies, and this is Taunting. During combat, you may boost this card. After combat, if you won the combat, draw 1 card. So very, very cool. We have 3 of those, so already 4 of these. So already 4 ways to be boosting and getting those after combat effects. But we're also able to draw 1 card. So you're going to be technically playing 2 cards from your hand, the one that you play and the one that you boost. So it's nice to get that card back in your hand, and definitely some great cards here to take full use of that ability there. And then I also want to point out that you can use this to boost. So if you play this one and boost the other, this is a 6 attack here, and then you get to draw 2 cards if you won, of course. But yeah, because you get to play both of them and then gain both of the after combat effects. So already very strong going in here with Count Dooku. And then next here we have a 0 attack for Count Dooku, and this is Sith Force Push. We have 1 boost and 2 copies, and this is after combat, deal 1 damage to the opposing fighter, then move them up to 3 spaces. So potentially, it could be a way to kind of poke at your opponent, or you know, you can boost with this card to be gaining that not only 1 value to your card there, but also that 1 damage and 3 movement. So definitely, I like the kind of decision making here. We have lots of ways to use our cards already. Next here is a 2 attack for Count Dooku with 1 boost and 1 copy, and this is Force Drain. After combat, your opponent discards 2 cards at random. That one definitely hurts. I'm glad we only have 1 of those in the deck. Next here we have our defense cards here with a 2 defense for Count Dooku with 2 boost, 2 copies, and this is Twice the Pride, Double the Fall. During combat, your opponent must blind boost their card, then you may boost this card. Very, very cool. Once again, you get to be gaining those abilities anytime you're in combat. And the next here into our versatiles, I did want to point out that all of our versatiles here are 1 copy. So yes, so our first versatile here for Count Dooku is a 3 versatile with 3 boost, 1 copy. And this is, you have hate and anger, but do not use them. After combat, Count Dooku recovers 2 health. Definitely very strong to get that health gain there. and it's a 3 boost. So with those 4 we saw in the beginning, that's a 6. And then next here we have a 4 versatile for Count Dooku with 4 boosts, so potentially making those a 7 with only 1 copy. And this is after combat. If it's your turn, gain 1 action. So definitely a very, very strong card to not only boost with or just play. Very, very cool. Next here is a 2 versatile for Count Dooku with 2 boost, 1 copy. And this is the Sith Control Everything. After combat, look at your opponent's hand. If you won the combat, choose a card for them to discard. Very, very cool. And I like that you can kind of decide when to boost because you'll be both revealing your cards. So you can see when this is the perfect time to play this card because you'll know if you're going to win whenever you boost with it to get that extra 2 value there. Then next here we have a 2 versatile for Count Dooku, the 2 boost, 1 copy, and we have This Is Just the Beginning. After combat, if you won the combat, return this card to your hand. So I believe it's this card, not the combat card that you played, but once again, you kind of get to decide when to play because you'll know when you're about to win because both cards will be revealed and then you boost. So adding that +2 and then getting it back in your hand, so kind of just constantly adding +2 there, but also then sacrificing the other after combat effects you could possibly want. Then next here we have a 4 versatile for Count Dooku with a 4 boost, 1 copy. Surely you can do better. After combat, if it is not your turn, your opponent loses 1 action. Very, very scary. I like the parallel of the one that gains you the action. And then next here we have a 3 versatile for Count Dooku with 3 boost, 1 copy. And this is I am more powerful than any Jedi. After combat, you may place Count Dooku in any space in his zone. Very cool. And then next here we have Gain Power, a scheme for Count Dooku with 2 boost, 2 copies. And this is just draw 3 cards. So 6 card draw there. But you will be technically losing a lot of cards because you'll be playing 2 cards per combat if you're constantly boosting. So it's nice to have those cards. But once again, burning through that deck, you're going to lose in another way. And then next we have a scheme for Count Dooku with 1 boost, 3 copies, and this is Give Orders. Move each of your fighters up to 4 spaces. Place a Count Dooku combat card from your discard pile into your hand. And once again, combat cards are those attacks or defenses or versatiles. Alrighty, and then next here we have our B2 Battle Droid cards here with a 1 versatile with 1 boost and 4 copies, and this is Homing Rocket. After combat, if a B2 Battle Droid is in the opposing fighter's zone, deal 2 damage to the opposing fighter and 1 damage to each fighter adjacent to them. So definitely can be very scary because you can kind of poke them and make them waste that defense or versatile card, and then still be getting the 2 damage and 1 damage in. And it's each fighter adjacent, so potentially even hurting your own battle droids or Count Dooku there. But once again, you can also use this card to boost to get that 1 value and then just get this effect anyways. Very, very cool. So I like how you can kind of set up the battle droids to not even be in combat, but to be boosted with to gain those rockets like they are joining the fight with you. Very cool. And then last here we have our Eddies with a versatile 2 with 2 boost, 3 copies. And this is You Disappoint Me. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. After combat, if you boosted another card with this card, return the boosted card to your hand. Okay, so that makes me think that the other card that allows you to return the card to your hand is actually going to be the combat card, because this one specifically says the boosted card, which would be this card. So definitely interesting. I'll have to ask the creator Koi on that one since I've not played with this deck here, so it might be a little bit different in practice. And then lastly here we have a 3 versatile for any with 1 boost, 3 copies, and this is Now It Is Finished. After combat, move one of your fighters up to 2 spaces. Very cool, potentially getting Count Dooku into a better position or getting those battle droids into the position so they can be firing those homing rockets. Very cool. Let's get into the final thoughts. Okay, so I'll keep my final thoughts pretty brief here for old Count Dooku since I have not actually played with him, and this is going to be more speculation from what I read through the deck. It seems very, very cool. I'm very excited to try out Count Dooku. To play as Count Dooku is definitely a very, very fun thing in Unmatched here, so I'm excited to finally add him to the collection and so that you guys can also see how his deck plays out there. But it's very, very cool. The one thing I do want to say here is that we do have a decent amount of both attacks and defenses, so it doesn't seem like he's going to be on the ropes either way. But you know, on one case you might think, oh, I'm going to be boosting all the time, but then you're going to be running out of cards and taking a lot of damage. But he has that 18 health, so actually, I'm not even sure exactly how this dude's going to be playing out in the game. So once again, I'm excited to try him out and learn like what's his strengths, what's his weaknesses. Because from the card here, he seems very strong. And he doesn't seem to have too many downsides. But hey, once you get in the game, sometimes you're like, why am I losing? Oh, here's the downside. So yeah, I'm very excited for myself to try this deck out and also for you guys to try the deck out. Everything is linked in the description for all of Koi's decks from this conversion set, and we still have a couple more of these conversion set videos to go. So I gotta go. My toast is burning.